You know what's worse than being someone's dirty little secret? Realizing you were never even his secret, just his convenience. I didn't plan to fall in love with Owen LeClaire. I planned to quit after 6 months, file my resume somewhere shinier, and leave New York with one more name to drop. But that man, with his cold brew obsessions, his nightly tantrums over Pantone shades, and the way he bit the inside of his cheek when he was scared he ruined all my plans. Owen was the creative director of Larch and Bloom, the kind of boutique ad agency that made Times Square glitter and turned cereal boxes into erotic statements. I was hired at 24, fresh out of NYU, equal parts desperate and eager. My job was simple: make Owen's life easier, book his dinners, rearrange his desk, clean up his messes professional and otherwise. I didn't expect him to kiss me 2 months in, and I didn't expect to keep letting him kiss me for the next 8 years. Our first kiss was electric and stupid in the supply closet of the office after a pitch win. Champagne on his breath, frustration in his touch. We laughed. We blamed the alcohol. And by the next week, we had stopped blaming anything. What we had wasn't love, not at first. It was hunger. He was lonely. I was flattered. He was older, brilliant, and broken. I was young, in awe, and stupid enough to think I could fix him. At work, I was his assistant. At night, I was a secret in his bed. We had rules. I wasn't allowed to call him after 10 unless it was work. I couldn't touch him in public, even at company retreats. When his ex, Anthony, showed up at Larch and Bloom's holiday party, Owen didn't introduce me. I stood next to the bar, pretending to care about hors d'oeuvres, pretending not to watch them laugh like I didn't exist. But then came the weekend in Vermont. Larch and Bloom had just landed a $1 million campaign with a French cosmetics brand, and Owen wanted to celebrate with a cabin trip for the core team. It was supposed to be casual. Cold air, hot drinks, nothing more. But that night, snow fell too thick to see. The others were asleep. Owen and I shared the fireplace. He kissed me like he hadn't in months, soft, slow, like he needed to memorize the shape of me. Afterward, wrapped in flannel sheets and silence, he whispered something into the back of my neck. I wish this were easier. I didn't reply, because I knew what he meant. He wasn't out. Not to the board. Not to his family. Not even to himself some days. He had built a reputation on his aloof, magnetic mystery. There was no room in that image for a boyfriend, especially not his assistant. Still, I stayed. 4 years in, I was offered a creative strategist role at another agency. Higher pay, real respect, a chance to not just orbit talent but to be it. I told Owen about the offer, half hoping he'd tell me to go, half hoping he wouldn't. He stared at me, quiet for so long I thought he hadn't heard. Then he said, "You'd be wasting your potential here, but I can't lose you." And I idiot that I was took that as a confession. I stayed. That was year 5, the year he started dating Claudia. Not for real. Just for show. She was an actress, hired for a client project. The press loved it. The narrative of the tortured genius and the chic muse. Every tabloid photo of them together made my chest feel like it was imploding in slow motion. "She's not real," he told me once, brushing a lock of hair from my forehead after a 3 a.m. rendezvous. "I am," I replied, but he didn't respond. By year 6, I stopped asking for more. I stopped bringing up the future. I became a fixture in his life, his silent shadow. The person who brought his coffee and warmed his bed and swallowed every emotion like it was my job. And then came the gala. It was a black tie event. Larch and Bloom was up for a major industry award. Owen looked devastating in navy. I wore a suit he had once said made my eyes look like storms. I stood by the bar again watching him work the room. Claudia clung to his arm. He laughed at something she said, and for a moment, I believed it. Believed he had moved on, that I had never mattered. I was halfway through my second drink when Nathan, one of the junior designers, sidled up to me. "You know," he said, "it's wild how Owen always lights up when you walk into the room. I used to think you two had a thing." I laughed, bitter. "We don't." Nathan looked at me for a long time. "Maybe you should." Later that night, I walked away from the gala. Left Owen mid-conversation. Didn't say goodbye. I took the subway back to my apartment in Brooklyn and cried like I hadn't in years. The next morning, I didn't show up to work. Owen called, texted, emailed. I ignored him all. Day 3, he showed up at my door. "Why are you here?" I asked, not even bothering to hide my swollen eyes. "Because you didn't come to work. Maybe I'm done working for you." Silence. "Then come be with me," he said. I stared at him. "What are you even saying?"
I'm tired, Ellie.
Tired of pretending I'm fine with half a life. Tired of hiding the only person who's ever made me feel whole. "And Claudia?" He shook his head. "Gone. She was never real." "And the agency?" "I'll figure it out." "And your image?" "I don't care anymore." I wanted to believe him, but 8 years had taught me to be careful. "I need time," I said. He nodded. "Take it. Just don't take forever." Weeks passed. I left Larch and Bloom, took the strategist job, started fresh. I didn't hear from Owen, and I didn't reach out. But every time I opened my phone, I searched for his name. Then one night I saw the headline. Creative Director Owen LeClaire comes out, credits former assistant in touching speech. There was a video. He stood at a podium, heart in his throat, hands shaking. "I spent too long hiding behind creativity, using it as armor," he said. "But the most honest thing I've ever made wasn't an ad campaign. It was a relationship with someone who saw all of me and stayed. I lost him because I was afraid. I hope someday he'll forgive me." I called him that night. His voice cracked when he answered. "I wasn't sure you'd. I saw the video. Do you hate me?" "No," I said. "But if you're going to love me, Owen, really love me, I need all of you. Not just the part that hides behind supply closets." There was silence. Then, "I'm all yours, if you'll have me." And this time I believed him. So here we are, 8 years in. 4 years pretending. But now we hold hands in daylight. He kisses me when he wins pitches, and even when he loses them. There's no Claudia, no secrecy, just us. Turns out, being someone's secret hurts. But being their truth, that heals everything. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with the latest videos.